Hey guys, my name is Harshit Dwivedi and I welcome you back to my video. In this video, I am going to continue with my series of prelims 2018 in which I am going to tell you about the one-liner information regarding the current affairs and static related to UPSC prelims 2018. And with respect to this UPSC prelims 2018 friends, first of all, I am going to tell you some things about the budget 2018 and after that I will continue with the government schemes. Now, the very first thing that I am going to tell you in budget 2018 is, first of all, friends, budget is a very extensive document. In order to understand the budget completely, it is very important for you to read it yourself. But obviously now we don't have the time for that. So I'm going to tell you one line information about budget 2018. I hope this will be helpful for you. And after that, I will continue with the government schemes of the last 1 year. So the very first information is that the minimum support price of all the crops will be increased to at least 150% of the production cost. That means suppose in the production of a particular cost 100 rupees is incurred. Now the minimum support price will be increased by at least 50. That is, it will be increased to 150% of the production cost. That is, if 100 is the production cost, then 150 will be the minimum support price. It depends upon the government whether it should be above, how much above 150, it is the prerogative of the government, but at least it has to be 150%. That is, if the production cost is 100, the minimum support price, the lower limit for the minimum support price will be 150. Now previously this was only for Rabi crops, but now it is also for the Kharif crops. This 50% provision was also for Rabi crops, but now it is for Rabi and Kharif both the crops. The next information is that 22,000 rural haats will be upgraded to Grameen agricultural markets. That is gram. This is one thing, gram. Now, friends, the point is that there are around 600 something, agriculture product market companies in, agricultural product marketing committees in the states. You know what these APMC mandis are? These APMC mandis are places where the farmers take their produce to be sold there. So these APMC mandis, the government has launched the National Agriculture Market, ENAM. What is the purpose of this ENAM? The purpose of the ENAM is that to combine all these agriculture product marketing committees into one, so that the farmers and purchasers pan India can get a common platform to sell and buy agricultural products. So this is ENAM, and APMCs are to be aggregated. So it's around 570, some more than in the ranges of 570 around APMCs have been included till now, and around 685 have to be included total. But obviously, in order to combine the whole agriculture market pan India, there are rural haats, in specific pockets of the country, especially in the rural pockets. So those 22,000 rural haats have to be upgraded to Grameen agricultural markets. This is one provision of budget 2018. Coming forward, there is one Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Okay, now this Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana phase 3 has been promoted through this budget, in which it will also connect higher secondary schools and hospitals. So this phase 3 deals with higher secondary schools and hospitals, this Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Then next comes the Operation Greens, GREENS. Now what is this Operation Greens? This Operation Greens is for tomato, onion and potato price stability for farmers through farmer producer organization, agri-logistics, processing facilities and professional management. 500 crore has been allocated to this Operation Greens, and if in one line you want to know what is this Operation Greens, that means that promote the price stability of tomato, onion and potato. You can understand what is the importance of the price stability of these things for the farmers, because farmers are producing tomato, onion and potato, and obviously they need to get a minimum amount of cost for producing these things. So price stability is important, and that is why this Operation Greens has been launched. Next provision of the budget is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sampada Yojana. Now what is the objective of this Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sampada Yojana? In one line, it is for boosting investment in the food processing sector of India. Okay, I will not get into the details. The Sampada Yojana is for food processing sector. Okay, coming forward. Now there is one thing named as Kisan Credit Card. Obviously, as the name suggests, that Kisan Credit Card is there to help the farmers of India. Now this Kisan Credit Card scheme, I am not going to tell the scheme, but the budget provision says that this scheme will be extended to both the fisheries sector and the animal husbandry sector. It's getting quite cold. I need to reduce it. Okay. Coming forward. In this budget speech, there a word has been used, a phrase you can say, green gold. Now what is this green gold, friends? This green gold is bamboo. Okay, friends. Now there is one amendment act here. The amendment is Indian Forest Act 2017 amendment. Now why this amendment has been done? This amendment has been done to say that that bamboo which is grown on non-forest lands will not be considered as a tree and can be cut down. What is happening now, friends? That for example, in the Forest Act 1927, sorry, in the Indian Forest Act 1927, it is being written that those crops which are being considered as a tree, they cannot be cut down under specific circumstances. This amendment says that bamboo which is grown on non-forested land, that will not be categorized as a tree, because if it is not categorized as a tree, it can be cut for commercial utilization. Okay, friends. So this has been done so that bamboo which is grown on non-forest areas can be cut for commercial utilization. However, bamboo which is grown on forested areas, under the Indian Forest Act 1927, the same provisions will be applied and it will be considered as a tree, and its commercial cutting will be prohibited and will be regulated. You can say not prohibited, regulated. Coming forward, this has been, there has been a scheme. You have all heard about the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana scheme. In this, free LPG connections have been, distributed to below poverty line people in the rural areas. Obviously, previously the target was 5 crore. Now the target has been increased to 8 crore connections till the end of this 2018-2019. Coming forward, now there is one more target in this budget section. The target is that more 2 crore toilets will be built in this financial year 2018-2019. Coming forward, there has been a very important scheme in the health sector in this budget 2018-19 is the Ayushman Bharat, friends. What is this Ayushman Bharat? Ayushman Bharat says that health will be addressed holistically in all the three systems, that is primary system, secondary system and tertiary care system, and around 1200 crore rupees has been allocated to it. Two initiatives are there under this Ayushman Bharat. First is the health center, that is 1.5 lakh health and wellness center will be established all across the country, and second is the NHPS, that is National Health Protection Scheme. Now what does this National Health Protection Scheme does? First of all, it is going to benefit around 10 crore families, and by saying that 10 crore families, it is going to benefit around 50 crore beneficiaries. Second is that those families which are covered under this scheme, they will get an insurance cover of around 5 lakh per year per family for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization. That means not for primary, for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization, 5 lakh per year per family would be given, allotted under this National Health Protection Scheme. It is the world's largest government scheme in the health sector, even bigger than China's or USA or any other country. Okay. Coming forward, for nutritional support to the tuberculosis patient, 600 crore has been allotted. And how this 600 crore has been allotted? Rupees 500 per month will be spent on one beneficiary for providing him nutritional support to fight tuberculosis. Coming forward, okay friends, this budget says that medical colleges would be built in such a way that for every 3 parliamentary constituencies in India, there will be one medical college. So 180 new medical colleges will be built in India. This budget 2018 says. Now there is one more scheme in this budget 2018. This is known as Gobar Dhan. Gobar, Gobar, and Dhan, Dhan. The full form of it is Galvanization Organic Bio-Agro Resources Dhan. What is it? It is for the management and conversion of cattle dung and solid waste in farms to compost fertilizer, biogas and bio-CNG. That is, management and conversion of cattle dung will be done to compost fertilizer, that is to be used for making fertilizer, biogas, bio-CNG. Okay friends, the next thing is that by 2022, this budget says every block will more than 50% scheduled tribe population and at least 20,000 tribal people will have Eklavya school, and these Eklavya school will be based according to the lines of Navodaya Vidyalaya. You know, Navodaya Vidyalaya is quite a good colleges, and the education level, the education which is provided in them is of quite a high level. So basically, this Eklavya school in this those block, all the blocks in all the countries in India, in all the states, those are which are having 50% population and at least 20,000 people living there will have eklavya school. Coming forward, there is one shift, that is there we will shift from blackboard learning to digital board learning. Blackboard learning to digital board learning, and that digital board learning will be ensured through Diksha portal. And you know what Diksha portal is, friend? Diksha portal is that portal on which everything about the teacher which is teaching you will be uploaded. He will be giving, he will be given new techniques by which good amount of teaching is done. Digital techniques will be provided to him through this portal. So this portal is going a long way, to improve the quality of education in India. Then forward is RISE scheme. This is another scheme of budget. The full form is RISE, RISE. Full form is of RISE is Revitalizing Infrastructure Systems in Education by 2022. It has a total investment of 1 lakh crore in the next 4 years, and this investment will be done through HEFA, Higher Education Financing Agency. Now for this, in this RISE scheme, friends, IITs will be there, central universities will be there, and mostly most of the allocation will be, it is being said, it will be taken up by the IIT. So obviously they are going to get money from this 1 lakh crore pool. The money will be made available through higher education financing. This HEFA arrangement is being told by me in one of my previous videos. You can also Google it online because I don't have the time to cover these things in too much detail. So this RISE is related to education. Central universities, IITs and other recognized institutes can take financing under it for building a proper infrastructure. Coming forward, there is one scheme named as Prime Minister's Research Fellow. Now what is this Prime Minister's Research Fellow? This Prime Minister Research Fellow scheme, in this government will identify 1000 Bachelor of Technology BTech students each year and provide them to do PhD, Doctor of Philosophy in IITs and IISc, while also teaching undergraduate students once a week at that time. This means that 1000 BTech students will be identified. They will be given, scholarships to do PhD in IIT and IISc. And at the same time, when they are studying in IIT and IISc, they will take time out of their daily routine to teach undergraduate students once a week in that time. Okay, so all those students which are being selected under this program, once a week they are going to teach undergraduate students. Okay, obviously if you are this much capable, so if a student is this much capable that he can get a PG admission into IIT or IISc, then obviously he will be able to teach undergraduate students regarding their engineering subjects. So this Prime Minister Research Fellow will identify 1000 BTech students who will study in IIT and IISc's PhD program, and they will at the same time also teach undergraduate students. Then comes one more initiative. Actually, it's not an initiative. There are two phrases. First is safety first. This is the one phrase. The second is fog safe. FOG, fog safe. This is basically safety policies for trains. It is an initiative of Indian Railways, safety policies for trains. Then comes, there are 3 public sector general insurance companies which are proposed to be amalgamated through this budget. These 3 general insurance companies are, first is National Insurance Company Limited, second is United India Assurance Company Limited, and third is Oriental India Assurance Company Limited. You need to remember the names of all these 3 companies. They can be asked into any MCQ. Then comes the fiscal deficit of financial year 2018 was 3.5%. The fiscal deficit of financial year 2019 is estimated to be around 3.3%, and for 2020 it is estimated at 3.1%, and for 21 it is estimated at 3%. So for financial year 2018 3.5% it was, for 19 3.3%, for 20 3.1%, and for 21, that is 2020 and 2021. So for 2021 it is 3.3%. So for 2020 3.1%, 2021 3%. Then comes, there has been one major thing related to MSMEs. It is said that 25% corporate tax rate on companies with revenue up to rupees 250 crore from 50 crores earlier. It is being said that previously it was there that industries which had low revenue, they will be basically MSME industries. So industries who had a revenue of around 250, those who had a revenue of around 50 crores. So those companies used to pay corporate tax rate of 25%. You know that the corporate tax rate in India is 30%. For companies having revenue up to 50 crore, it was 25% earlier. Now through this budget 2018, it is being said that all the companies which are having revenue of up to rupees 250 crore, they will have to pay a corporate tax of 25%, not 30%. All the companies which are above 250 crore rupees revenue, they will pay a corporate tax of 30%. Obviously, this is in line with our finance minister Arun Jaitley's previous commitments, because he has iterated many times in previous speeches, and also in one of the budgets he said that corporate tax rate will be gradually reduced from 30% to 25%. So this year the corporate tax rates for companies having a revenue up to 250 crore has been cut down to 25% from 30%. Okay. Now coming forward, there is one more proposal in this year's budget, is that long-term capital gains tax over 1 lakh will be taxed at a rate of 10%. Short-term capital gains tax at this point of time is taxed at the rate of 15%. There was no long-term capital gains tax, but now a long-term capital gains tax of 10% has been introduced for transactions above, not transactions for profit above rupees 1 lakh. Then coming forward, the Central Board of Excise and Customs have been renamed as Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. This you need to remember, CBEC to CBIC. Coming forward, there is a scheme known as Kusum scheme. What is this Kusum scheme? This is Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Utthan Mahabhiyan. This Kusum scheme says that 2 megawatt grid connected solar power plant will be established. Standalone off-grid solar water pumps will be deployed. That is water pumps which will be working by deploying the solar energy. Okay. And whatever, these 2 megawatt grid connected, whatever energy these grid connected solar power plants are producing, obviously this grid connected means that whatever energy it is being produced by these solar power plants, if there is some energy which is remaining, then that remaining energy will be fed off to the grid, because these small solar power plants of 2 megawatt capacity each, they are grid connected. So obviously if they can take energy from the grid, then they can also feed the energy in the grid. Okay friends, and it is being said that tube wells and lift irrigation projects will be solarized. Solarization of tube well and lift irrigation projects. Solarization means that these these devices will be run by using the solar power. So this was Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Utthan Mahabhiyan. So these were the important things of the budget. In subsequent videos, more budget things I will be taking up. Now coming forward to the government schemes. Okay, now these government schemes are for last 1 year, friends. Okay, they will be taken up from 2000, from the month of, you can say, March or April 2017 to January 2018. And obviously this budget, I have already told you the outline of the budget and the special things which are coming inside this budget, like the Rise scheme, Gobardhan scheme, and other schemes, that is Ayushman Bharat scheme, I have already discussed, and some more things which has been discussed in budget and I have not taken up here. I will be telling you in my subsequent videos. I know I have been a little slow in uploading videos, but now I will try to be online. Now, starting from Ministry of Culture, first I will talk about the Ministry of Culture schemes. The first scheme which comes under the Ministry of Culture is Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative. It was basically announced by the Prime Minister on 31st of October 2015 on the 140th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The knowledge of the culture, tradition and practices of different states and different union territories. Obviously, what this scheme does, this scheme tries to harmonize the relations between two different states by telling the cultural and special aspects of one state to the other state. So basically this is an interchange program, cultural interchange program, which is going to increase the bonding between states and overall the unity of the nation, of the unity of our nation. So basically citizens will be able to experience the cultural diversity of a large number of states and territories. Sitting in your state, you will get to know about a large number of states. Basically, it is to promote unity in diversity, spirit of national integration, then showcase the rich heritage culture of India, and obviously establish long-term engagement between different states, and obviously create an environment so that one state can learn about another state. Okay, friends. Second scheme coming under this Ministry of Culture is National Mission on Cultural Mapping of India. What is this National Mission on Cultural Mapping of India? This, first of all, you need to know that this National Mission on Cultural Mapping of India it is a part of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative. I have already told you what is this Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative. Now, what will be done in this national mission for cultural mapping of India? Okay, this mission aims at converting the vast and widespread cultural canvas of India into an objective cultural map. Okay, and this is basically a mechanism which will fulfill the aspirations of artist community of the nation. Okay, a direct channel of communication will be opened between the artist and the governments, and peer-to-peer communication between the artists will be enabled. So basically, there is a communication channel between different artists, and communication channel between artists and government will be established so that a total cultural map of the country can be formed out. So this is the national mission on cultural mapping of India. Coming forward, friends, and now I will talk about a second ministry, that is Ministry of Women and Child Development. The first scheme which I am going to talk to you regarding the Ministry of Women and Child Development is Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme. It is a very famous scheme. I am sure that almost all of you would have heard about this scheme. This scheme says that, first of all, this scheme will ensure that strict enforcement of PCPNDT Act is taken care of. PCPNDT Act is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Test Act. What is this act? You have been very much aware of, the worsening sex ratio of this country. That is, the number of girls are less than the number of boys. That per thousand, the number of boys are more, the number of girls is less. Why? This is because of the patriarchal social attitude of India, which is very wrong. Parents and families in India are thinking that if they are going to have a baby boy, then everything is going to be very good, and if they are going to have a female girl, then it is going to be very bad. So what happens that before the baby is delivered, through this prenatal diagnostic test act, they get to know what is the sex of that particular child, and if the sex comes out to be female, then obviously they go for abortion or kill that baby. That is very wrong. Okay, friends. So strict enforcement of PC and PNDT Act, that is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Test Act, it makes sure that no prenatal diagnostic test is performed, so that the sex of the fetus cannot be determined. So obviously whatever the baby will be born, it will be according to the whims of nature and not according to you, that you don't want a female baby, so you are killing her and getting a male baby. This should not be done, and that is why this very first aim of this Beti Bachao Beti Padhao is to ensure the strict enforcement of PCP and DT. Also, as the name suggests, it says that advancing education of the girl child, women empowerment should be focused upon, and challenging mindsets and deep-rooted patriarchy. These are, bol bachan type of things, I will say. Okay, this was launched in January 2015 in Panipat in Haryana. Why Haryana? Because Haryana has the worst sex ratio in India. Also, gender equality is promoted. And you can say that the theme of the program that was celebrated on October 2017 of Beti Bachao Beti Padhao was the Daughters of New India. So if this theme is being asked from you, so you need to say that the Daughters of New India. Okay, friends. Coming forward, the second scheme under Ministry of Women and Child Development is Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, MATRU, Matru Vandana Yojana. Now, what is this Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana? It has one thing that I forgot to tell you about Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme is that the transfer component of the Government of India, there is no provision of an individual cash transfer component by Government of India. There is no individual cash transfer component of Government of India is there under Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme. Okay, friends. So this cash transfer is not there. What in those schemes where cash transfer is there, I will tell you at that point of time. Coming forward, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, there is a direct beneficiary transfer of rupees 5,000 in beneficiaries' bank post office accounts in 3 installments under this Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. First installment is when the first registration of pregnancy is there. As soon as a woman is pregnant, her pregnancy registration should be there. So at that point of time, first installment will be given. Then after 6 months of pregnancy, when the woman is 6 months pregnant and at least one antenatal checkup has been there, then obviously, and the registration of the childbirth, obviously, but that either after 6 months of pregnancy or the child has already taken birth, so this forms the second stage, when the second installment will be given, and the third installment will be given when the first cycle of the immunization of child is there. And total amount of 5,000 rupees will be given. This Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, which is also said as Pradhan Mantri Matritva Vandana Yojana, it was previously known as Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana. Okay, so now this Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana has been rechristened as Pradhan Mantri Matritva or Matru Vandana Yojana. It is a conditional cash transfer scheme for pregnant and lactating women of 19 years of age and above for first 2 live births. This you need to remember. It is a conditional cash transfer scheme, but it will be given to only those who are 19 years of age or above, and it will be given for first 2 live births. Okay, friends. Coming forward, now why this conditional cash transfer is there? So that partial wage compensation to the woman can be given. Obviously, if a woman is pregnant, friends, so she will not be able to work, she will not be able to go office, she will not be able to behave, in an independent way because she is pregnant. So obviously, temporary physical impairment is there. So obviously, she need to be compensated appropriately for that. So obviously, this partial wage compensation ensures it. Okay. And obviously the scheme was brought under the National Food Security Act 2013 to implement the provision of this cash maternity benefit of 6,000. This is not very much important. It is a centrally sponsored scheme, not sector. Centrally sponsored means some part will be bear by the center and some part by the states. 60:40 in normal states, 90:10 in northeastern and 3 Himalayan states. The next scheme under Ministry of Women and Child Development is Sexual Harassment Electronic Box, that is SHE box, SHE box. It is an online complaint management system for registering complaints related to sexual harassment at workplace. So if any sexual harassment at workplace is there, so through this SHE electronic box, that sexual complaint can be registered. So this is one thing, only this much is important. Coming forward, also this statute is in line with the Vishaka guidelines for the prevention of sexual harassment. These Vishaka guidelines were given by the Supreme Court of India. So you need to know what Vishaka guidelines are and what this SHE box is. Coming forward, the fourth program under Ministry of Women and Child Development is Jan Sampark Program, JANSAMPARK. Now, there is one thing known as CARA. What is CARA? It is Central Adoption Resource Authority. Okay. This works under the Ministry of Women and Child Development. It has started a monthly Jan Sampark Program. What is this program about? It programs to enable the public to have interaction with its officials and staff. Whose officials and staff? Central Adoption Resource Authorities officials and staff. Actually, and what the public wants to know, the public will have interaction with its officials and staff for seeking information related to adoption. So whatever issues are relating to adoption are coming forward, those will be resolved by this CARA through its Jan Sampark program. Okay, so you need to remember, friends, what is CARA. Also, CARA is an authority under Ministry of Women and Child Development, and it is a statutory authority. It deals with the matters of adoption, both in-country adoption, both domestic and international adoption. So domestic and international adoptions both are being dealt by CARA only. Then fifth scheme under the Ministry of Women and Child Development, this Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra. Now what is this Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra? This is basically a part of the umbrella scheme named as Mission for Protection and Empowerment of Women. Okay. What does this Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra does? It aims at empowering rural women with opportunities for skill development, employment, digital literacy, health, nutrition. It will try to improve the declining sex ratio, ensure survival and protection of the girl child, and ensure that she is not killed before she is born. Okay, friends. Also, training and capacity building will be given to the rural women by the government. All entitlements, knowledge will be given to them. So these type of things will be done by this Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendras. Obviously, the government, is trying to set up 920 Mahila Shakti Kendras in 115 most backward districts of the country. So this is Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra. This was not very much difficult, friends, because by the name also you can also know about it. Coming forward, there are some schemes like Anganwadi scheme, scheme for adolescent girls, child protection services, national creche scheme. All these schemes come under the integrated child development services. Always remember, friends, whenever integrated child development services is coming in front of us, always keep in mind that it is not only for girls, it is also for pregnant women. Okay, pregnant women, lactating women are also covered under this integrated child development scheme. Anganwadi services is covered under it. Adolescent girls, child protection services, and national creche scheme. Creche means that facility so that a woman who is working, she can take care of her child along with the work she is doing. So obviously her child will be placed as a creche, which is a place near her workplace. Okay, friends. Coming forward, there is one thing known as Sakhi One Stop Center. Sakhi is SAKHI, One Stop Center. Now, what is this Sakhi Center? Basically, this Sakhi One Stop Center aims to facilitate access to an integrated range of services, including medical aid, police assistance, legal aid, case management, psychological counseling, and temporary support services to women affected by violence. So all those women affected by violence will be taken care of by Sakhi One Stop Centers. This Sakhi One Stop Centers, okay, they will be set up across the country in a very phased manner. Gradually, they will be set up. Coming forward, next scheme under this Ministry of Women and Child Development is National Nutrition Mission. So this National Nutrition Mission has been brought in, and by the name you can get to know, friends, what this National Nutrition Mission is. One thing which is important to know is that whenever I'm talking about this under this ministry, this scheme is coming. So if it comes in front of you that National Nutrition Mission belongs to which ministry, so it is Ministry of Women and Child Development. You should know this. Okay, friends. So what does this does? It is target of a reduction of 2% a year in stunting, undernutrition, and low birth rate. Okay, also reduce anemia among children, women, and adolescent girls. Okay, and also employing components like information and communication technology based real-time monitoring. So these type of things is done under this National Nutrition Mission. Obviously National Nutrition Mission is related to nutrition, and almost everything related to increase of nutrition will be covered under its ambit. So obviously, not going much into it, it is a scheme of Ministry of Women and Child Development. Coming forward, there is an online portal named Nari. Now what is the full form of this Nari? It is just understand it in the perspective of a woman. Nari is the Hindi of woman. So what this does, this portal aims to provide women citizens with easy access to information on government schemes and initiative for women run by both central and state governments. So what does this say? That particular woman is get to know that what particular schemes are available for women with respect to both central government and also the state government. So this is the work of online portal Nari. Then coming forward, there is a scheme for adolescent girls implemented by Women and Child Development Ministry. It aims to provide the girls with nutritional support, motivating out of school girls go back to formal schooling and skill training. Also information on health, hygiene, and public services will be given. Blah blah blah. You can say all the things are coming into it. Next, one thing important is E-Samvad. E for elephant, Samvad. S for super, A for apple, M for monkey, V for Venice, A for apple, D for district. So E-Samvad. E-Samvad portal, it is also been launched by Ministry of Women and Child Development. It is an online platform for NGO and civil societies to interact with the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay, friends. So online platform for whom? For NGOs and civil societies to interact with Ministry of Women and Child Development. And obviously what this platform will do, this platform will help in formulation of effective policies and measures for the welfare of women and children. Obviously, if you are going to directly interact with the ministry, they are going to give their inputs, and that inputs will help in the formulation of effective policies and measures which will lead to the welfare of women and children. Coming forward to the next team, it is Mahila E-Heart. Now what is this Mahila E-Heart? The Union government has launched this online marketing platform known as Mahila E-Heart. It will facilitate women entrepreneurs to sell their produce. It will facilitate the women entrepreneurs to sell their produce. It is a part of Union government's Digital India and Startup India. Okay, friends. There is a joint initiative of Union Ministry of Women and Child Development and Rashtriya Mahila Kosh. So for forming this Mahila E-Hat, through which the women entrepreneurs will be able to sell their products online, this Mahila E-Hat portal is a joint venture of Ministry of Women and Child Development, and the second organization is Rashtriya Mahila Kosh. Coming forward, now comes the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Now, First of thing that we are going to study in this Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport is there is a phrase named as slum daud, slum. Slum daud means daud. Now this slum daud project, it is basically a part of adopt slum campaign which has been initiated by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan. Okay, this will involve groups like public schools, NGOs, Rotary clubs, etc., etc., etc. Okay, friends. Coming forward, one thing is the second thing which we are going to study under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports is revamped Khelo India program. First was Khelo India program. This is revamped Khelo India program. This program aims at mainstreaming sport as a tool for individual development, community development, economic development, and national development. So basically, sport will be used as a tool for all types of development. A pan-Indian sports scholarship scheme will also be given under it. Okay, it is going to promote things like sports for all and sports for excellence. So obviously, revamped Khelo India program, you need to know, it is basically for sports promotion, and almost all things related to sports promotion will come under it. Keep that in mind. It is an initiative of Ministry of Youth Affairs. Okay, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Coming forward, there is one thing known as National Service Scheme. Okay, now what is this National Service Scheme? There is one thing named as National Service Scheme Awards. The objective of this National Service Scheme Awards is to recognize and reward outstanding contributions toward voluntary community service made by universities, senior secondary councils, National Service Scheme units, program offices, and NSS volunteers. It is a central sector scheme. This scheme was launched in 1969 with the primary objective of developing the personality and character of the student youth. So first of all, if you want to know what is this National Service Scheme, this scheme was formed with the objective of developing the personality and character of the student youth. This was the objective of this scheme, and there is also an award given which is given to recognize and reward outstanding contribution towards voluntary community service. And this service can be done by universities or an individual also. Coming forward, there is Rashtriya Yuva Sashaktikarana Karyakram. Now, what is this Rashtriya Yuva Sashaktikarana Karyakram? It is being launched by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports to empower the youth of the country to achieve their full potential. It basically leads to their capacity enhancement and they can get their full, potential. So, this is Yuva Sashaktikarana program. Obviously, this umbrella scheme, Rashtriya Yuva Sashaktikarana Karyakram, will consolidate many different organizations like Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, also National Youth Corps, also National Program for Youth and Adolescent Development, also National Discipline Scheme, also National Service Scheme, and National Young Leaders Program. Coming forward, there is one more important thing, that is Mission 11 Million. This is very, very important. Mission 11 Million vision is to make football the sport of choice in India. Okay, this is the largest school sport outreach program which has been launched by the government, by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. This program will encourage the children to play the game of football, and this will lead them to have healthy habits and important lessons to how to work in teamwork and with sportsmanship. So by playing football, they are going to learn football first, then they are going to improve their health second, and third, they are going to know how to behave in a team, how to work as a team, how to coordinate as a team. And sportsman spirit will also come under them. So basically, it aims to instill the passion of football in 11 million children from every part of the country. Okay, friends. Now, next comes the Ministry of Urban Development. The first thing that we are going to know under this Ministry of Urban Development is Smart Cities Mission. It was launched in 2014. Actually, friends, I will not tell too much about this Smart City Mission because you have read a lot about it. It was launched back in 2014. So there is no such thing that needs to be known too much. One thing that is very much important to know is that 100 cities will be developed under it in the duration of 2015-16 to 2019-20, and till now 99 cities have been already selected. Bottom up approach is there so that the plans will be made at the bottom and executed after revolving funds from the top. Okay, friends, states and urban local bodies will help. Special purpose vehicle will be formed. Not much I am going to tell about you. Then comes the Hriday Scheme, Heritage Infrastructure Development and Augmentation Yojana. It is basically to increase the rich cultural heritage of the country. Okay, friends. And basically the 12 cities which were selected under this Hriday Scheme were Ajmer, Amritsar, Amravati, Badami, Dwarka, Gaya, Warangal, Puri, Kanchipuram, Mathura, Varanasi, and Velankani. Okay, friends. So this is the Hriday scheme. It was also a, when these schemes were launched back in 2014, this Hriday scheme, the Prasad scheme, the Smart Cities Mission, the Atal, Amrit scheme, or it was thought that how the coordination between these all these schemes will be there. Okay, so that is a different thing. Now, next comes is the Amrut mission, Atal mission for rejuvenation and urban transformation. Now, what is this? First of all, Amrut mission is a new avatar of Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewable Mission. Okay, it adopts basically a project approach to ensure basic infrastructure services relating to water supply, sewerage, stormwater drains, transportation, and development of green spaces and parks with special provision for meeting the needs of children. So project based approach है, basic infrastructure services will be provided, water supply, storms, transportation, stormwater drains. So obviously all those things that are needed in a proper urban environment, that things will be made up through this Amrut mission. Okay, it will be implemented in 500 locations. So this is all I am telling you about Amrit. Actually, I cannot tell everything about you about this scheme known as Amrit because I don't have the time, and also this is not the right time to study. If you want to know about details, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you only one line. Try to understand. This is a one-liner video. Despite of that, I was explaining a lot. I shouldn't explain this much also. So coming forward, I will talk to a Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Now, the first thing that we are going to talk under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is the Inclusive India Initiative. Now, the National Trust, it is an organization under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment in collaboration with partners like Inclusive India Initiative, in collaboration with key partners, has organized this conference, which is known as Inclusive India Initiative towards an inclusive India. It is basically for intellectual and developmental disabilities in people. So this Inclusive India Initiative is aimed at removing the intellectual disability and also the developmental disability. For us, we think that disability is basically the physical disability, but physical disability can be categorized into developmental disability, but intellectual disability is also included under this thing. Okay, friends. Coming forward, there is second thing which comes under this Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, that is Divyang Sarthi. Now, what is this Divyang Sarthi? This Divyang Sarthi is a mobile application. It is an accessible and comprehensive mobile application for easy dissemination of information to Divyangajans. What are these Divyangajans? These are disabled people. A new name has been given to them, that the name is Divyangjan. Okay. This application, mobile application, it aims to provide all relevant information pertaining to the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities. Okay, so everything related to this department is being told by this mobile applications, and obviously the unique feature of this mobile application is their audio notes are also there. Text to voice conversion software is also there. Font size can be adjusted. So these good things are there present in this mobile application. This mobile application is also compliant with the principle of United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. So this is also included in this thing. Okay, friends. Now, coming forward, the next thing is Accessible India campaign. That was Inclusive India. This is Accessible India. It is also known as Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, it is a campaign of whom? It is a campaign of Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, and under whose command this department works. The department works under the command of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. The aim of this campaign is to make a barrier-free and conducive environment for Divyangjans all over the country. Okay, and also again the same thing, it makes India in line with the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. There is one more thing that has come under this thing. It is Sugamya Pustakalaya. What is Sugamya Pustakalaya? It is an online library for persons with print disability centered on achieving universal accessibility. Okay, friends. Now, for creating a mass awareness on accessibility, a motorcycle rally was also organized on 24 July 2016. The name was this rally was Ride for Accessibility. Okay, friends, and also accessible websites of central government and state government union territories have also been made accessible in order to meet the provisions of this Accessible India campaign. Then comes the Rashtriya Vayoshree Yojana. So what is this Rashtriya Vayoshree Yojana? It is also under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It is a scheme for providing physical aids and assisted living devices for senior citizens belonging to BPL. So those senior citizens belonging to BPL category, Physical aids and assisting living devices will be provided to them under this Rashtriya Vayushri Yojana. It is a central sector scheme, that is, it will be fully funded by the central government. Always know there are two types of schemes: central sector schemes, centrally sponsored schemes. Centrally sponsored schemes are those schemes in which some expenditure is borne by the center, some by state, and centrally sector schemes are those schemes in which complete expenditure is borne by the central government. Okay, friends. This Rashtriya Vayushri scheme, it will be implemented through a PSU, that is a public sector undertaking under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. The name of this PSU is LIMCO, Artificial Limbs Manufacturing Corporation. Okay. Now coming forward to a term named as Vayoshrestha Samman. Now what is this Vayoshrestha Samman? It is a scheme of national awards for senior citizens. It has been given to eminent citizens and institutions for their outstanding services to the elderly people. So basically those people who have done something for the elderly people, something towards the cause of the elderly people, something to help to assist the elderly people, they will be awarded with this Vayoshrestha Samman. Okay, friends. Coming forward, now we have come to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The very first thing that will come under this Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is Skill for Life, Save a Life initiative. Now, what is Skill for Life, Save a Life initiative? It is an initiative was launched to promote skill development of the health sector. Okay, it aims to upscale the quantity and quality of trained professionals in the healthcare system. So, quality and quantity of trained professionals will be increased in the healthcare system. Healthcare will be overall developed. Okay, so this is. So, moving forward, इसके आगे हम लोग देखेंगे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ के अंदर दूसरी स्कीम वात्सल्य मातृ अमृत कोष. So what is this Vatsalya Matri Amrit Kosh? This is basically a national human milk bank and lactation counseling center. देखिएगा, just look at the words national human milk bank. Okay, friends. Now this Vatsalya Matri Amrit Kosh, it is a national human milk bank and lactation counseling center which will collect, pasteurize, test, and safely store milk that has been donated by lactating mothers, and that milk will be made available to those infants which are in need. Obviously, those infants who are not having motherly treatment, those who are not having their mothers, they are in some orphanage. Obviously, this milk can be given to those infants. This is Vatsalya Matri Amrit Kosh. This will protect, promote, and support breastfeeding. Coming forward, third scheme under Ministry of Health is Intensified Diarrhea Control Fortnight. Intensified Diarrhea Control Fortnight. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Now, what is this? It has been launched in order to intensify efforts to reduce child deaths due to the problem of diarrhea. Okay, friends. It aims to create a mass awareness about the most effective and low-cost diarrhea treatment, which is the oral rehydration salt solution and the zinc salad. That is oral rehydration salt solution and the zinc tablets that will be administered to, so their use will be promoted to this intensified diarrhea control fortnight program. Okay. It will be done through ASHA workers. So this is very important. And health personnel will be mobilized through central government, state government, and again, investment will be promoted in the control of diarrhea, because diarrhea is a major problem. Okay. Now, coming forward, there is one more thing. Okay, named as there is a vaccine which is being promoted under the Universal Immunization Program, which solves this problem, which deals with this problem of diarrhea. What is the name of that vaccine? Can you tell me? Rotavirus is the name of that vaccine. The rotavirus is the name of that vaccine, which prevents the problem of what? It prevents the problem of diarrhea in infants. It has been launched under the Universal Immunization Program. So it is asked what rotavirus is for. It is for diarrhea. Coming forward, there is one thing named as Mission Parivar Vikas. What is this Mission Parivar Vikas? It is being launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and it will focus on 146 districts in 7 states, which is the highest fertility rate. Now, what is this total fertility rate, TFR? This total fertility rate is the number of children a healthy woman will be delivering in her lifetime. And in the lifetime means, so it has been focusing on 146 districts in 7 states. What is with them? That these 146 districts have been identified based on the total fertility rate. Okay, and the objective of this scheme is that this fertility rate should be reduced and brought up to the level of replacement level fertility goal of 2.1 by 2025. This replacement total fertility level of 2.1 is set to stabilize the population. Okay, and obviously these 146 districts which have been sorted out, they have a total fertility rate of more than 3. So it needs to be brought down to this 2.1. So this mission Parivar Vikas has been launched. It will accelerate access to high quality female planning choices based on information, services, supplies and a right based framework. Blah blah blah. बोल बच्चन में नहीं जाना, आपको पता चल गया है. What is the important in this? Now, two new contraceptives have been launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. What is this two contraceptives? The first is injectable contraceptive Antara, Antara, and the second is contraceptive pill, which is Chaya, Chhaya. So these contraceptives will be available for free in medical college and district hospitals. So this is one very important. So this Antara and Chhaya, this basically are contraceptive pills. You need to know about it. Coming forward, okay. There is one thing named as National Deworming Initiative. What is this National Deworming Initiative? It is organized twice in 1 year. It covers all the children from the age group of 1 to 19 years of age. Okay, and obviously this National Deworming Initiative will be launched all over India except two states which are Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. In the states of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, this deworming initiative is carried on once in a year, but in all other states it will be organized for twice in a year. And this is for soil transmitted helminthes. Soil transmitted helminths. So for preventing the effect of the soil transmitted helminths, this national deworming initiative is being started. Okay, this will improve the nutritional status of children. There is one deworming tablet which is being used in it. The name of this tablet is albendazole. This is a very safe and efficacious drug for controlling worm infestation. So you need to know what is national deworming initiative. You know it. Okay, for what it is there, soil transmitted helminths, and what is the tablet used, albendazole. Okay, and coming forward, what is this soil transmitted helminths? These are intestinal parasitic worms. They are large multicellular organisms. They can be seen from naked eye when they are totally mature. Okay, and they are parasitic worms which interfere with the nutrient uptake, and they can also contribute diseases, problems like anemia, malnourishment, impaired mental and physical development. Okay, now coming forward, the next scheme under this Ministry of Health and Family Welfare is Intensified Mission Indradhanush. Now this Intensified Mission Indradhanush is also launched by Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Okay, it is to accelerate full immunization coverage to more than 90% by December 2018. Okay, now Government of India is planning to reach all children of age up to 2 years and all those pregnant women who have not been covered under the previous routine immunization program. So this is intensified immunization program. Okay friends, and this intensified immunization program is being monitored through an initiative known as Pragati Initiative. The full form of this Pragati Initiative is proactive governance and timely implementation. Okay, so what are the problems that have been covered under this mission Indradhanush? Obviously, you know that they are for children up to the age of 2 years as well as pregnant women. Okay, now the diseases which are covered are diphtheria, whooping cough, tetanus, poliomyelitis, tuberculosis, measles, hepatitis B. Also, the vaccines for Japanese encephalitis, Haemophilus influenzae type B are also provided, and 4 new additions have been made to the list of diseases under this Indradhanush plan. These diseases are rubella, Japanese encephalitis, injectable polio vaccine bivalent, and rotavirus. Rotavirus is for diarrhea, as I told you earlier. So next comes the next scheme under this National Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. Now, what is this Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana? Obviously, it is an insurance scheme. It is very much evident from the name. Okay, it is a government-run health insurance scheme for the BPL family, below poverty line family. It is a cashless insurance for hospitalization in the public hospital as well as private hospital. Okay, friends. Now, it also provides for an IT-enabled smart card-based cashless healthy insurance up to 30,000 rupees per annum. Obviously, this 30,000 rupees is less, but it's better to have something rather than having nothing. So obviously, up to 30,000 rupees of treatment per annum will be provided on the basis of a card, and no amount of money is to be given to the hospital for that. Okay. The beneficiary is to pay rupees of 30 per annum as registration and renewable fees of this insurance scheme, that is Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. Then comes the Lakshya scheme, LAQSHYA. This is Labor Room Quality Initiative. Now, what is this Labor Room Quality Initiative? This is basically a safe delivery mobile application for health workers, okay, who manage normal and complicated deliveries in the peripheral area. The goal is to reduce preventable maternal and newborn mortality, morbidity and stillbirth associated with care around delivery in labor room and maternity operation theatre and ensure respectful maternity care. So as it says, Lakshya, that is Labor Room Quality Improvement Initiative, obviously child births will be improved, maternal mortality rate, infant mortality rate, everything will be tried to improve through this by improving the facility of the operation theatres and labor room. Coming forward, there is a Mission Sampark. Also, there is National Strategic Plan 2017 to 2024. So what is this for? This is basically for HIV/AIDS. The Union Ministry of Health and Family Affairs launched this program, a National Strategic Plan 2017 to 2024, which is aimed at eradicating HIV/AIDS. HIV is a human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, sorry, AIDS is acquired immune deficiency virus. Okay, so this has to be eliminated by 2030. Okay, there is also one scheme under this. This is 90-90-90 strategy. What is Mission Sampark? Mission Sampark has been launched to trace those people and follow up on those people, okay, who have not been till now covered under this antiretroviral therapy services. What is antiretroviral therapy services? That those people who are suffering from HIV, they will be given this antiretroviral therapy services so that their HIV virus effects can be reduced, type of thing. So the Mission Sampark was also launched to trace those who are left to follow up and to be brought under this antiretroviral therapy. So this is Mission Sampark. What is this 90-90-90 strategy? It is a new HIV treatment strategy of UN/AIDS. What is being done? That of all the people who are suffering from HIV/AIDS, 90% of all those people who are suffering from HIV/AIDS, okay, they will get to know that they are having HIV. So they will know that they are HIV. Diagnostic process will be covered under this. Under the second process, of those people who came to know that they have HIV, they will be given antiretroviral therapy. Okay, and out of those people who have been given antiretroviral therapy, 90% of those people will have viral suppression. That is a type of their problem solving will start. So this is 90-90-90 strategy. You just need to keep in mind it is for HIV/AIDS. National Strategic Plan for Elimination 2017 से 24 for HIV/AIDS and Sampark, Mission Sampark for HIV/AIDS. Coming forward, next scheme is Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan. What is this? This program aims to provide comprehensive, assured and quality antenatal care free of cost universally to all the pregnant women on 9th of every month. All the pregnant women on the 9th of every month, comprehensive and quality antenatal care will be provided. This is Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan. Now, next scheme is Affordable Medicines and Reliable Implants for Treatment. Amrit scheme, AMRIT. What is this Affordable Medicines and Reliable? The question will be asked that what is Amrit scheme? Now, if you know the full form of Amrit, it will be slightly easy for you to answer this question. Full form is Affordable Medicines and Reliable Implants. Affordable Medicines and Reliable Implants, you can understand, for treatment. So, what is this Amrit scheme, Affordable Medicines and Reliable Implants? I am saying it again and again so that it comes into your mind. It aims to provide affordable life-saving cancer drugs and medical disposables. Okay. These Amrit pharmacies will be established for it, and these drugs will be provided at an average discount of 63% at these Amrit pharmacies, and this Amrit program will be implemented through a mini Ratna company known as HLL Life Care Limited. The full form of HLL is Hindustan Latex Limited. So this Hindustan Latex Limited, HLL Life Care Limited, will be implementing this Amrit program. Now, the surgical disposables will also be provided through this program, that is the Amrit program. Now, coming forward, Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana. What is this Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana? It is a central sector scheme. Okay, it is objectives to correct regional imbalances in the availability of affordable, reliable tertiary healthcare services, and also to increase the feasibility of quality medical education in backward states. Okay, it covers schemes like setting up of new aims like institutions, upgrading of government medical colleges. This comes under प्रधानमंत्री स्वास्थ्य सुरक्षा योजना. बोल बच्चन टाइप ऑफ चीज है, जनरल सी चीज है, ठीक है. ऐसे जिस तरह when these type of questions come here ना, we think that all the answers are right, and in most of the cases most of the answers are also right. So by the elimination methods you need to solve this question. Coming forward, there is a thing as integrated disease surveillance program. What is this integrated disease surveillance program? Okay, this is basically indicated that food poisoning is one of the commonest outbreaks reported in 2017. So this integrated disease surveillance program, okay, it is a disease surveillance scheme. It is being assisted by the World Bank, okay, and basically, World Health Organization guidelines for Southeast Asian countries on disease surveillance to track the outbreak of disease and potential transboundary threats. So basically, there is a WHO guideline regarding tackling disease surveillance. This integrated disease surveillance program aims at achieving those guidelines, achieving that objective of the World Health Organization. This is what this integrated disease surveillance program does. Coming forward, what is the Swachh Swasth Sarvatra initiative? Swachh Swasth Sarvatra initiative. Also, it is an initiative of Union Home Ministry in collaboration with Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation and Ministry of Human Resource Development. Its objective is to strengthen community health care in 708 open defecation free block. So, in the 708 defecation free blocks of the country, community health center will be strengthened so that a higher level of cleanliness and hygiene can be achieved in those particular blocks. So obviously, if they have become open defecation free, they need to be improved, and they will be improved this Swachh Swasth Sarvatra initiative. They will be improved through this initiative. Okay, friends. Now, coming forward, now we are going to come at Ministry of Tribal Affairs. The first scheme which we are going to study under this Ministry of Tribal Affairs is Eklavya Model Residential Schools. This Ministry of Tribal Affairs has launched this Eklavya Model Residential School. Okay, friends. Now, this facility of Eklavya Model Residential Schools has been launched previously also. But now the government has sought to extend this facility in all the 672 blocks where ST population is more than 50% of the total population. Okay, so where the ST population is more than 50% of the total population, there this Eklavya Model Residential Schools will be established. Coming forward, and actually this level of this Eklavya Model Residential School is at par with the Navodaya Vidyalayas, and you know that the quality of Navodaya Vidyalayas is very good. This I have also discussed in one of my budget videos. Coming forward to the schemes of Ministry of Civil Aviation, the very first scheme under the Ministry of Civil Aviation is Digi Yatra. Okay, so this is basically digital experience for air travelers. It is an industry-led initiative which is coordinated by Ministry of Civil Aviation. Now, this aims at transforming the nation India into a digitally empowered society. Okay, so what it does that basically it aims to bring entire industry to develop a digital ecosystem that will deliver Indian customers a seamless, consistent and paperless service experience at every point. तो फ्रेंड हमने इससे पहले देख लिया था डिजी यात्रा. अब आगे हम लोग देखते हैं उड़ान फेज 2. अभी देखिए जो उड़ान स्कीम थी फ्रेंड्स, दिस उड़ान स्कीम उड़े देश का आम नागरिक. दिस वाज अ स्कीम व्हिच वाज लॉन्च्ड बाय सिविल एविएशन मिनिस्ट्री for greater connectivity, and it emphasized on connecting those airports which are not very much used, outskirts airports, hilly areas, remote areas, those types of airstrips which were non-functional. It was said that those things should be borne under this Udan scheme. Now Udan phase 2 has come. There is not a big difference. There are some conditions of the previous scheme has been relaxed. For example, okay, that previously there was a clause that only one airline may fly on one route in initial routes. Now that clause has been removed through this Udan phase 2. Also, there was a clause that two airports in close proximity cannot participate in the bidding of this Udan phase 2 scheme. So this restriction has also been removed. So this is basically Udan has been made more inclusive. It is an innovative scheme, as we all know, to develop the regional aviation market-based scheme. Half of the seats will be thrown out through subsidies. The fare will be capped at rupees 2,500 for a 1 hour flight. Okay, and the flights will be of between 200 kilometers to 800 kilometers, and there is no limit set for hilly, remote, island and regions. For example, for even hilly areas, even less than 200 kilometers can be considered. And state governments will benefit in a way that there will be development of remote areas, trade will be developed, commerce will be developed, tourism expansion will be there. So these type of things is also there. Existing airstrips and airports will be revived. There is a a viability gap funding where a lot of people will come, and funds will be there to take up these projects under the Udan things. It is there to boost the air travel in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So this is the Udan 2 scheme. It is basically the first scheme only. Some modifications have been made that I have told you. Okay, coming forward, Ministry of Law and Justice, there's an initiative under it. First is the Tele Law initiative under Ministry of Law and Justice. It is an effort to make legal aid easily accessible to the marginalized communities and the people who are living in rural areas. Okay, so for this Tele Law initiative have been launched. Under this, common service centers will be made at panchayat levels, and alone Ministry of Law and Justice is not there. With the Ministry of Law and Justice, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is also participating in it. Okay. And by this Tele Law initiative, people who are there in rural areas or in remote areas, they will be able to take legal advice from lawyers through video conferencing facility, and that video conferencing facility will be available at this common service center. Okay, friends. Now, many more things are there. National Legal Services Authority role is also there. Paralegal volunteer role is also there. Not too much to speak in it, because we have to complete it in a fast way. Then comes the second scheme is Pro Bono Legal Services, PROBONO. Now, what are this Pro Bono Legal Services? It is a web-based platform through which interested lawyers can register themselves to volunteer pro bono services for the underprivileged litigants who cannot afford it. So those litigants who cannot afford it, some lawyers on their own initiative, that is, can provide pro bono legal services to those marginalized communities, those underprivileged litigants who cannot on their own afford the legal services. They cannot afford the fees of advocate, they cannot afford to go to courts, stay near courts which are in for example, some people, they are living in rural areas, they need to go to the cities to fight a case, or obviously if they are going to city, they have to live there, so expenses are there. So these things are problems is there. So pro bono legal services, it enables the interested lawyer to themselves come forward to fight for people. Then comes the Nyaya Mitra scheme. This Nyaya Mitra scheme is aimed at reducing the pendency of cases across selected districts, with a special focus on those cases which have been pending for a time period of more than 10 years. Okay, friends. So, a retired judicial or executive officer which has legal experience, he will be designated as a Nyaya Mitra. Okay, and now that project will be operated out of district facilitation centers housed in common service centers. So common service centers have also come in role here also. Okay, the Nyaya Mitra will be sitting in that common service center. The Nyaya Mitra can be a retired judicial officer or an executive officer which has some legal experience. And what is the use of this Nyaya Mitra scheme? It is to reduce the pendency of cases across selected districts, and especially those cases which are pending for more than 10 years. The responsibility of Nyaya Mitra is give assistance to litigants, providing legal advice, okay, connecting the litigants to district legal services authority, common service centers functioning, he has to look after. Okay, now coming forward, the next ministry is Union Ministry of Personal, Public Grievances and Pension. The first thing which we are going to come under it is COMMIT, COMMIT. Its full form is Comprehensive Online Modified Modules on Induction Training. It is a training program, comprehensive online modified modules on induction training for state government officials. It is for state government officials. The objective of this training program is to train those state government officials to improve the public service delivery mechanism and to provide citizen-centric administration through capacity building of state officials who interact with the citizens on day-to-day basis. So basically, COMMIT program is to train the public services officials of the state so that public service delivery to the people of India can be improved. Okay, it is initially launched in 6 states. Afterwards, it will be extended to other states. Next comes the Ministry of Power. The very first scheme which we are going to study in this Ministry of Power is Street Lightning National Program. Now, the Street Lightning National Program is being taken up by Energy Efficiency Services Limited. This Energy Efficiency Services Limited is working at the Ministry of Power. So, what the Street Lighting National Program will do? It will put up 10 lakh conventional street lights with LED lights. So, this 10 lakh conventional street lights will be replaced with LED lights. Okay. The first project for rural LED street lighting. So rural street LED street lighting will also be done through it, implemented by Energy Efficiency Services Limited. It is the world's largest street light replacement program. So conventional street lights will be replaced with LED lights. Now something about Energy Efficiency Services Limited. It is basically under Ministry of Power. Okay, it is a joint venture of 4 companies: NTPC Limited, Power Grid Limited, Rural Electrification Corporation of India Limited, and also Power Finance Corporation Limited. Okay. Now the next scheme under Ministry of Power is Pradhan Mantri Sehaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, Saubhagya scheme. Now what is this? The Ministry of Power has launched the Saubhagya scheme to provide last mile electrical connectivity to all rural households and also the urban households. Both rural and urban households will be there. The government will provide free electricity to all households under the socio-economic caste census, while others will be charged 500 rupees. So those households which come under the rural fold and which are very poor, so they will be getting this electricity connection free of cost. Okay, and they will be identified this socio-economic and caste census, and all other people who are not identified through this, they will be given an electricity connection through for rupees 500. And there's obviously electricity connection charges will also be cut through, including in installments of the bill. That is, if 500 rupees are needed, the electricity connection will be given, and these 500 rupees will added in installments in the billing stages. That after the bill is being paid, so 500 rupees will be broken up into several amounts, and per amount will be added to per month electricity bill. So Saubhag web portal is also there to track the progress of this scheme. Then comes the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana. It aims to provide 24/7 uninterrupted electrical supply to each rural household across the country by 2022. The mission cutoff date is 2022. Who is implementing this scheme? Ministry of Power. Sub-transmission and distribution networks will be strengthened through the scheme. Feeder separation for rural households and agriculture purpose will be there. Metering at all levels will be there. Okay. Previously, the scheme was named as Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikara Yojana. Now it is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana. Coming forward, there is one scheme named as Ujala scheme. It is Unnat Jyoti by affordable LEDs for all. That is light emitting diodes. Now this Unnat Jyoti by affordable LEDs for all, it replaced which scheme? It replaced the Bachat Lamp Yojana. The objective of the scheme is to promote efficient lighting, enhance awareness on using energy efficient equipment which reduces your electricity bills and also helps to preserve the environment. It is implemented by Energy Efficiency Services Limited. So this Unnat Jyoti by affordable LED Ujala program is also implemented by EESL. Coming forward, Sathi initiative, SAATHI. Full form is Sustainable and Accelerated Adoption of Efficient Textile Technologies to Help Small Scale Industries. So this Ministry of Power has launched this Sustainable and Accelerated Adoption of Efficient Textile Technologies to help small industries. The power loom sector in India is basically an unorganized sector. So what this Sathi scheme will then, okay, this is also implemented by Energy Efficiency Services Limited. Okay, so what this EESL will do, it will procure energy efficient power looms, motors and repair kits in bulk, and it will provide these kits to small and medium power loom units at no upfront cost. So this is how Sathi scheme will be implemented. Power looms and other motor parts will be procured and provided to small and medium enterprises. This is the Sathi scheme. It is for textile. What you need to remember is, friends, that in this Sathi scheme, first of all, if you can remember the full form, that is Sustainable and Accelerated Adoption of Efficient Textile Technologies to Help Small Industry. So immediately you will come to know that this is about textile. If somebody asks you what is Sathi, it will be difficult for you to guess that it is for textile, but it is for textile. And also one thing you know to remember is that it is under the Ministry of Power. Then comes Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana. You very well know that what is this Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana? It is for the financial turnaround and revival package of electricity distribution companies. Electricity distribution companies, which is also known as discoms in every state, they are going bankrupt. They don't have money because of a lot of reasons. Because electricity leakage is there, and proper feeders are not there. There is loss of power. Okay. So basically, state governments are going to take up the 75% of the respective discoms debt. Okay, and sovereign bonds will be issued to pay back to the lender. For example, the discoms have taken loan from a lot of banks. They are paying the interest to the banks. Now, state government are going to float sovereign bonds in the market. They will get the money, and that by that money, 75% of the discom debts will be paid back to the lender. And obviously, the sovereign bonds that the state government has sold, it will give interest on it, but that interest will be less, much less than what is given by the bank, given to the bank, because bank charges interest of 14%, whereas state government bonds give an interest of 6 or 8%. Okay. Coming forward, the remaining 25% of the debt will be taken up by discoms themselves by issuing bonds. Now, coming forward, there is a hydroelectric power project going on, which is named after Tuiral, Tuirial. This Tuiral hydroelectric power project has been formally dedicated to the nation. It is in the state of Mizoram, and it is located on the Tuiral river. It is a 60 megawatt hydroelectric power project. Now the best thing about this is, friends, that the whole electricity consumption of Mizoram is around 80 or 85 megawatts, and 60 megawatts will be given by this Tuiral hydroelectric power state. So basically, for which state it is? It is for the state of Mizoram. Okay. And it will feed the entire energy to be generated to the home state. Almost the entire energy requirement is 85 megawatts, and 60 megawatts is coming by this only. Okay. And it is being implemented by North Eastern Electric Power Corporation. It is under the administrative control of Ministry of Power, obviously. Coming forward, we'll talk about Ministry of Rural Development. The first thing we are going to talk about is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, the National Rural Livelihood Mission. Now, this is a poverty alleviation scheme implemented by Union Ministry of Rural Development to promote self-employment and organization of rural poor. It is supported by the World Bank. Obviously, Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Antyodaya is a rural livelihood mission. You can understand by the word. Okay, it organizes poor into self-help groups, make them capable for self-employment. Okay, and at least one member from each poor household into SHGs and blah blah things are there. Bank linkage will be there. Promoting farm and non-farm based livelihoods will be there. So these type of things will be there in this National Rural Livelihood Mission. It is very expensive. It is very expensive. You can read it on your own. Next scheme which comes under the Ministry of Rural Development is Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana. Now, what is this Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana? It is basically under the Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. What does this Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana does? You know that there is a problem of connecting the rural areas with the urban areas. So basically, this Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana is a public transport service, which is safe, affordable, and it is communally monitored. It is monitored by the community itself. Okay, friends. So, and who are employed in this thing? The people living in the rural areas themselves. So basically, it is an alternative source of livelihood to the members of the self-help groups under the NRLM who are living in those particular backward rural areas which are being connected to the urban areas. So obviously, the means of transport which will connect the urban areas to the rural areas, this is basically the Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana. It is basically the employment under this Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana will be given to those people who are living in those particular areas also, who have formed a self-help group and who are implementing this Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana. Okay. Next comes the Bharat Ke Kaushal Dade. What is this? So Rural Skills Division of the Ministry of Rural Development has organized this thing. Okay. And it is basically, a event that has honored beneficiaries. Okay. Regarding this skill beneficial thing. So basically, there is a thing in this named as, the most important thing is Kaushal Panji, Pangejee. So what is this? Kaushal Panji is a skill register. So skill register, you can automatically understand. It aims to be citizen-centric end-to-end solution to aid mobilization of candidates for Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana through self-help group and blah blah blah. All these things are doing. So basically, a Panji register is there, and a skills register is also there, and Bharat Kaushal Baze. So obviously, it is basically for, you know, honoring those persons who have acquired skills under Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana. So those youths who have occupied skills under Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana, those beneficiaries will be honored on basis of some predefined criteria under this Bharat Ke Kaushal Baze project. Then comes the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana. The Ministry of Rural Development has launched it. Okay, this is a part of the National Rural Livelihood Mission. It is focused on rural youth between the ages of 15 and 35 years from poor families. Mandatory coverage for socially disadvantaged groups is also there. For example, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, minority and women. Okay, friends. And greater emphasis for projects on poor rural youth in places like Jammu and Kashmir. And the scheme name is Himayat. And then comes the Northeast region and 27 left-wing extremist regions. Now, next comes Gram Samriddhi Evam Swachhata Pakhwada. What is this Gram Samriddhi Evam Swachhata Pakhwada? It is being launched by Department of Rural Development. Okay. It is an effort to prepare the Gram Panchayat development plan through extensive community participation, especially of women and youth. In an effort to prepare the Gram Panchayat development plan through extensive community participation, especially of women and youth, you can understand, friends, that these things are very confusing at some point of time. I can really understand these things, but okay, you just need to get into it once. And if if you have heard this thing at some point of time while attempting the question, there are high chances that these things will come in front of you. And I will tell you also one more thing, that friends, if you haven't read these things before, this video is not going to help you much, because I am speaking these things. Only those people can understand who have read these schemes up a little bit. Even if you have done one reading, this video will be useful to you. But even if you have not done any reading, this video is highly unlikely to be useful for you. Okay, friends. Now, there has been, some portals for looking after this scheme. That is Gram Samvad app has been there to look after this scheme. Now, coming forward, this Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. So it was launched in the year 2000 to provide an all-weather road connectivity to eligible unconnected rural habitations. Like this, Ministry of Rural Development is the implementing authority, 100% centrally sponsored. The budget provision of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, I already told you, schools and hospitals will be also added under it. Then comes the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. It is basically the housing for all in rural areas by 2022 by providing environmentally safe and secure Pakka house to every rural household. So this is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. The target date is 2022. In the first phase, this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Rural Gramin has completed the construction of 1 crore houses by March 2019. It is almost completed. It will be completed at time. Okay. The selection of beneficiaries for the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin will be done on the basis of socio-economic and caste census. And preferably the home possession will be given to the female member of the family. So friends, at this point of time I'm ending my video here. From next time will complete the rest of the government schemes video and other current affairs. I will be uploading the videos very soon. I'm really sorry for the delay of the videos, and within a span of hours you will be getting videos. So thank you for watching this video, friends. Have a very nice day.